Okay, I'm going to do a review of the David movie, that animated movie that recently came out. But let me give a couple preliminary comments. Number one, the American movie system, Hollywood, and various movie makers in America, and the theater system itself in general, I cannot commend it, recommend it, whatever. It's pretty much a system that sticks people in a movie house, a movie theater, or in a room for hours and just really pumps them full of just bad concepts, spiritual bad concepts, mental bad concepts, even children's movies. Uh, um, Nowadays, they're promoting sort of this anti biblical gender stuff, supernatural stuff. And I mean supernatural, not spiritual, biblical, spiritual view. But so this particular viewing that I did of this movie, it was a church that actually secured a venue, took control of that venue or secured that venue, and gave out free tickets. So here we go. So the movie does depict the early life of David. It does have a strong theme or themes regarding the strong faith that David had from an early age, strong faith in the God of the Bible, the only true God. It does depict strong theme of his courage, his humility that he had, and that's good. But there are a few instances that I can recall where they vary from the biblical narrative. I can understand, biblical movies, biblical-based movies, where they may not have the time in a 2 hour. This movie is almost 2 hours. I think an hour and 50 minutes. They may not have the time to cover every single verse in the story of life of a particular biblical character. But my problem is when they actually change what is written in the Bible and depict something that is different or contradictory. Let me give you an example, and let me alert you that there's a spoiler alert here. So you may want to advance maybe a few seconds or maybe more than a few seconds. But I'm using clips that, according to my research, what Google is telling me, YouTube, or what I'm finding, these are clips that actually are readily available on the internet. I'm not using bootleg, as far as my research. I'm not using bootleg clips here. But one of the examples of where they change things unnecessarily is David's encounter with the lion that's attacking his flock of sheep. Let me just play a little bit of this here and then finish my comment on this particular item. Okay, so this is the lion that tried to attack his sheep. In the Bible, he slays the lion. He also slays a bear. Now I know you may not be able to show him killing animals if this is, you got children watching, but here, after the lion tries to kill one of the sheep and he stops the lion from doing that, he saves the lion. you know, if you didn't want to show him killing the lion, you didn't have to then, I mean, you could have just like skipped past that part where he's killing the lion. But here,
Now,
he's saving the lion.
where are the others?
I will not be.
I wanted to call out that there's some top level animation going on in this movie. So I will recognize that they are, I think, as good as many of the top animators as far as the animation. One comment I'll make about the animation, that is maybe not you know, a major, but it's not a positive comment, is that there are a few characters that their proportion of their figure, their body is so out of proportion that, you know, but that's maybe a personal preference. I would rather they, sort of keep the proportions more normal for a human. But let me just play a little more of this and show you this animation is some pretty serious animation.
Are you ready for a great adventure?
So I would say they're pretty much on the level of I think competitive with like a Pixar, Disney Pixar, or something like that. What I want to call out for you is the fact that um, this is a musical, and so there's a good fair amount of singing and music. Let me first say, let me play a bit of it, and then give you some comments here.
I don't get it. What am I supposed to do without your life? Because I don't understand how this is justified. I never asked for this. I wasn't after this. No matter who wrote, I won't win either way. Must I go it alone? Will I ever be saved?
So let me make a few comments here. It is a musical, and so there's a number of songs in this movie. The instrumentals, very, very beautiful instrumentals, real strong orchestration. The vocalists, the two main singers, are singers who are singing songs as the character, uh, portraying the character of David, and also a lady portraying the character of his mother. They both sing. Very strong vocalists, very strong voices, beautiful voices, both of them. But here's what I will say. Not really a negative per se, but they've chosen vocalists who have sort of the Disney, sort of quintessential Disney kind of sounding musical voice. I'm trying not to be negative here because this is maybe a preference. They have that sort of Disney vanilla voice. I would have given them maybe some extra kudos if they got a little adventurous and maybe got some voices that were a bit different than the vanilla Disney sounding voices. Maybe some voices, vocalists who had more of a soulful sound or maybe more of an ethnic sound. Didn't have to necessarily be urban, but maybe even with sort of a Middle Eastern twinge, something more than just the vanilla American and ish Disney sort of sound. Let me let you hear a bit more of this. So these songs they're singing, they're songs right in line with the biblical theme of the movie, where they're singing about being discouraged and about God and faith and that kind of thing. That those sort of themes. So my focus is Christ-centered music, faith-based music, and so they do a pretty good job of that. Let's play a bit more of this.
I can't hear one who will bring us shalom. My God.
So that's a personal preference again. Um, I think I would have given some extra kudos or points in this review if they had been more adventuresome in the style of vocalist here. But beautiful voices, both of the singers. Beautiful musical orchestration and themes in the music, as far as I can recall, the themes in the music was right on point with biblical themes as far as I can remember. Again, it was a hour and 50-minute movie, so uh, I'm any movies I'm watching, I'm generally uh, at home on my computer, whatever, where I can not only flip past or turn it off if it's some objectionable stuff, and even if it's a good theme movie, I can pause it because I only watch at home or in the family room. I can pause it, stop it, get up, and go to the you know take a health break, get some healthy snacks. So okay, so we'll leave it there. That's my review on this movie.